What respect? Exactly. Good morning, guys. So today I wanted to share with you my 3 of my worst business phrases. These are phrases that I really think you should try and steer very clear of if you can, and the reasons why. So my first phrase is this. At the end of the day. At the end of the day, blah, 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 blah. It's kind of a nothing phrase. It's kind of I've heard what you said before that, but at the end of the day, this is something else. So it's kind of saying, I did hear you, but actually I'm going to just say something else instead. Right? It's a phrase that I don't like very much at all. A rubbish phrase, discount it from your vocabulary. My second phrase, and this is possibly one of my worst, is this. With the greatest respect. What respect? Exactly. Saying with the greatest respect and then appending something to it is essentially saying, I've heard what you've said, but actually I don't agree with it. Or, you know, I don't actually respect you at all, and this is what I'm going to say now, and you need to listen to that. So it's quite a passive-aggressive phrase, which I'm not a fan of passive-aggressive in any way. I think it's one of the worst traits of a person. So I think passive-aggressive is something that you need to work on if you find yourself being a bit like that. And I have people who have worked for me in the past, who I work with them, I coach them on this as well, because it can really put people on the defensive and not get the most from people, not get the best out of them, especially if you're a manager or you're trying to coach other people. Incredibly important that you're not like that. So coming back to the phrase though, with the greatest respect is essentially saying I don't really have much respect for you, and it will give the person the other side of that phrase that feeling, and probably feeling very defensive as well. So that's one to banish too. My third phrase is not really a phrase, it's a word. And the word is why. So, let me explain. Why is a term, or is a word that is used quite often at the beginning of a sentence where you want to find out something from somebody else. Why have you done this? Why have you done that? Even just hearing it there is quite aggressive, isn't it? So I try to change and I'm very conscious of this myself. I use that word occasionally as well. Every time I hear myself say it, I stop myself and try and rephrase, because it's very aggressive. It's very, why have you done that? Or why are we doing this? Or why are we doing that? Whereas that can be rephrased to, can you tell me a little bit more about the reasons behind this? Or, you know, is there a reason that we're doing this? It's still going to get to the same outcome, but it's not as aggressive as why. So again, it's about slight nuances between words or phrases that will get you to the same point, but get you there on a better journey than the original way. So there are 3 phrases that people use all the time, come up against them day in, day out, but I often find that, you know, there are better ways, and especially if I pick up on any of my people using it, then those phrases, then I try to help them understand where they could do better. I hope that's useful, guys. Until then, I'll see you next time.